Hello and welcome to Sim.pc, where right now is 17:52 in the evening. And today is quite a big day because we're checking off all of those things. For the first of the things that we're checking off today is that the curtains are closed. Not only that, because I had that yesterday as well. No, not only that, but it is dark outside, which means that this is kind of the lighting solution that needs to make it or break it if it becomes dark outside. If it's lighter outside, well, the picture obviously going to be better, but if it's dark outside, this is probably something along the lines of what we're working with. So this is yet again a bit of a testing for this particular video. Another thing is that I've been in school for a long time today. Went to school at around, I would like to say 10 to 11 o'clock, somewhere along those lines, and I was in school until 5. That is a long day. No matter when I started, could have started at 7, could have started at 8, but that I got home around 5 or 6. It just shows off that, well, if I had done all of that, if I've been to school for that long of a time during the day and I'm going to work out in the evening, will I be able to actually squeeze in a bit of video in between those two parts, which is kind of interesting if you ask me. Will I be able to make it? Will I not be able to make it? Why will I be able to make it? Why will I not be able to make it? Something that I'm seeing straight off the bat here is that this camera is a lot brighter, it seems. At least when I'm looking at the display at the DSLR, it doesn't seem quite as bright as the feed down here, yeah, mates. Which is kind of irritating, because I got the comment today after showing the video of yesterday to one of my mates, and he was saying like, you see the live feed down there? You see this video right here? That part? Yeah, that camera? It's yellowish in comparison to the DSLR, because the DSLR, is much more, what you would say, it's a much darker, much colder touch, I'd say, and it's a bit warmer from down here. Maybe it's something that you can work with in the post, recording session, in the editorial process. Yet again, maybe it's something you can be funny a bit there, yeah, talking seriously here and doing all of them jokes down here, where it's a bit of a warmer tone and a bit of a lighter tone as a consequence. Yeah, well, maybe that is the case. But we're going into the project today, as I've mentioned, as I said that we're going to, and today is going to be the first video in the project series of... And I'm just going to put a disclaimer before I say it. I even felt it as I was going to say the term. We're going to talk about the term that's highly controversial. I'm going to give my introduction of the term based on, no research so far, except, asking a couple of mates, yeah, about what they think about the term. Now, I realize that it's highly controversial. Some people will think that, oh, it's obvious that it's like this. And some other people will say, oh, it's obvious that it is like that. And sure, you might say that, and sure, you might think so. And please then leave your comment in the comment section below. And yet again, you shouldn't say anything online that you can't stand for afterwards. So I'm going to say this as a disclaimer on the video, yeah? I've realized I've done this a lot, and that is, since this is probably going to be quite a controversial topic and I haven't actually researched it yet, yeah? I haven't researched it enough yet, well, I'm probably gonna step on some people's toes here and formulate myself a bit clunky, a bit weird. So just bear with me. So what are we talking about then? What is the big reveal? What is this big project that I've been hyping up over the last couple of days? What is it that I actually want to talk about? And let me tell you, it's quite interesting. Yes, we know already. Please tell it. Evil. Yeah? Some of you might think that I was just like, evil, that I ain't telling you, yeah? But no, actually, what is evil? It's something that has been quite intriguing for me for a very long time. I've been thinking about it. What is good? What is evil? And I thought of, why not try to discuss that in a video? Actually giving myself an incentive to actually go into what evil is. Yeah, giving me an incentive to actually sit down, read some books, read some articles, be reviewing that literature, going through all of them stuff to actually get an understanding and create my own understanding of, well, what is actually evil? Because according to some people, when you get down to the definitions, an evil force is something that isn't bad. It isn't, it's not good. It's not wrong. It's just, it's evil. It's malicious. It's something that's so bad, something that's so wrong that you can't even say that they're bad or wrong, because that will be wrong within itself, because they're not only wrong, they're actually malicious in intent. They're very evil in a way, yeah? And yes, yet again, as I've said, for a very long time, I've been thinking that this concept of being evil, especially when you watch different kinds of movies, and you look like, this person is supposed to be evil, and people are saying that this person is evil, but what does that really mean? If you get into it, if you get down to it, what does evil actually mean? Me being evil, is that just me being a bit of a prick? Is that me just being a bit of an ass? Or is evil actually me doing something that's really, really bad? Yet again, something that's really, really wrong. And as I can say, my interpretation of the concept as of so far, before I actually start looking into it, it's kind of abstract, unfortunately. I would like to say that it's, it's direct, it's this is what I think about it, but that would be a bit of a lie. It wouldn't actually just be a bit of a lie, it would be a straight lie, yeah? It would be a lie out in the open that everybody probably could see through, because as much as I would like to say that I believe that evil is the wrongdoing, the misunderstanding is the wrong word. The lack of understanding when you do something that hurts someone else. Yeah? The lack of understanding, or the lack of sympathy, the lack of empathy. But that's yet again a sociopath in a way now, isn't it? But what is evil to me? Well, evil to me is something that when you're doing something wrong and you like it, or you're doing something wrong and you don't see anything wrong with it. When you're doing something that according to society is bad, but you don't see anything bad with it. And that's also something that's quite interesting that we're probably going to get into as I review some literature that is existing in the field. What is actually evil? Is it in consideration to what is considered to be good? Because if so, the things that are considered to be good aren't always good. See what I'm saying here? Because if we review history, as I've been doing, through high school and stuff, we're forced to study history, which I think is quite an interesting subject, yeah? You can see that over the course of history, many different empires and stuff have said that, well, I'm the god of the empire, I am God on earth, that is what I am as the emperor of this huge empire, of this huge plot of land. In a way, they probably thought that, well, most people probably aligned themselves with that opinion and that train of thought. So going against that train of thought, that, well, wait, maybe you aren't God on earth. Maybe that would be an evil, classified as evil if it is the definition of going against what everybody else thinks is right and what everybody else thinks is good. Because maybe being good back in the day wasn't the same thing as we consider at being good as of today. So yet again, that is why it's quite an ambiguous and kind of an abstract thing to actually nail down and talk about my understanding of evil as it is right now. But if I would be forced to, yeah, it's hard, it's really hard. Yet again, I would probably come back to the idea that you're trying to, or you're doing something that is bad to another person, something that other people know is wrong, something that other people think is bad, and you don't... Not caring is probably the wrong word. Okay, if we're saying like this instead, if I totally rephrase it and retract everything I've said so far, I would say that evil is, and that is why I'm so interested in it, because I can't actually nail it down. I just can't seem to do it. Why? Well, because maybe it is a really hard topic to talk about. That might be the case. Maybe it's something that requires a bit of background knowledge in order to actually discuss in the first place. That is probably the case. Yeah, most likely 90% of the time that's probably what I'm gonna end up with, that form of conclusion. Just as it was with questions and startups, there are so many things here that I don't even consider when I start thinking about, oh, I can make a project out of this. Maybe I'm thinking, oh, it's a bit of a 30-second thing that you can talk about very loosely, very fast, you know, so on and so forth, and then it turns out to be this great thing that spans over a couple of weeks of me spending like, what, 2 or 3 hours just discussing the same topic. So I hope that this will be the same kind of thing, that my interpretation of evil is going to be changed in what is actually evil. Are we going to come to some sort of conclusion at the end here? But evil is probably something that is so wrong and so bad, rooted deep within yourself, yeah, that you don't even know about it. Because I don't think, yeah, personal opinion, I don't think that anybody in the world purposely is evil. I just think that it is an interpretation that other people have of what, you know, your actions. And then they're saying, oh, that is evil. Did you see? He kicked the dog. That's evil. That's the purest evil I've seen. But maybe that person, you know, maybe didn't think there were anything wrong with that. Yet again, this is probably why it's going to be controversial, because I'm going to take up so vastly different things that people are going to be like, how can you say that it's nothing wrong with that? And I'm not saying that I think that it's nothing wrong with that, yeah? I'm just saying that some people might not think there's anything wrong with that, and I would say that it's something wrong with them, not thinking that it's anything wrong with kicking a dog. See what I'm saying here? But still, people tend to be a bit, you know, light-hearted when it comes to these kind of things. Don't like to even listen to the reasoning, but it's probably a necessary evil in order to get through and come to some form of conclusion of what this term actually means. We're probably going to deep dive into some very unusual things, and some things that I'm not comfortable discussing if we're thinking in alignment with the YouTube algorithm, as it seems to be, you know, with the fruity language and the excessive examples and so on and so forth. But we're gonna try our best to both dodge the YouTube bullet while simultaneously, yeah, try to actually extravagate and try to see if we can decipher what this term actually means. Because yet again, I don't think, my personal experience, my personal opinion right here, as of now, before we begin actually looking into it, I don't think that anybody think of themselves as evil. I think that everybody thinks that what they're doing is on some sort of level right, and that they aren't evil. Because if they think they're evil, well, I don't know what to respond to if people actually think they're evil and still doing things that are evil. And even if they think they're evil, are they really? Or are they just doing something that they think are right, but they're saying to themselves that they're evil because of the social pressure of what is actually evil? I know this is really rambly, and that is because, well, such a thing is evil. What is it? Can you pinpoint it down? I'm trying here, trying my best, trying my hardest to actually come up with a conclusive, a concrete, yeah, term to actually say. Just, you know, shove it into one sentence and try and say, well, this is what I think evil is as of now, right now. But I actually can't, and that is why, yet again, I would like to discuss it. Actually, deep dive into it and see if we can come to some form of conclusion, yet again, to what it might be. Yet again, that was everything for me. Yet again, wow. Whew, that was everything for me today, mates, as of so far of the little project discussion that we're going to go into. So if it wasn't obvious from before, what we're going to actually deep dive into, yeah, is what is evil. We're going to look at some articles, gonna look at some books, gonna try and look at some interviews, gonna try and look at some, well, everything I can actually get my hands on and see if, well, what is evil? What is the universal perception of this term? What is it really if we actually go deep into it? So that's probably what we're going to do over the next coming videos. Second of all is that, well, it's interesting to see that I have my designated 2 hours here to actually record, edit, and upload. And we're going to see if I'll be able to make that in between school, the gym, and eating something in between. As you can see now, it's become even darker outside, so hopefully the video quality hasn't been progressively worse over the course of the video. Anyway, I'm seeing that my camera is starting to say, the DSLR is saying, turn me off, turn me off, turn me off, because you're reaching the limit of what you can actually record here. No, I'm not even close to the limit, but I'm getting there, I'm getting there. So, have a nice one, mates, and I'll see you tomorrow with a bit of a more structured opinion of actually going a bit deeper into the subject of what is evil. Have a nice one, mates, and I'll see ya.